maybe Uday will join us today. All right. Okie dokie. Let us see how much. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and start on our back. Yeah, let's go ahead and start on the back. Wait. Hugging our knees in our chest, rocking from side to side. It's actually not that hot here in the Bay Area, which is kind of nice. The fog's in, so it's kind of cooler in the morning, but I'm sure the fog will blow away and melt. And what's the temperature for today? Not terrible, but not super duper hot, but still warm enough. Okay, hug our right knee to the chest, extend the left leg out long. Oh, good morning, hip flexors. And really press and just kind of warm up that hip socket. Take the right knee out to the side, so in reclined tree. So to make sure you guys can see me. Let me scoot over a little bit here so you can see me. We're going to try to keep the confines to a narrow, I guess today to a narrow. So we're going to pretend we're in Ashish's RV with him. And so we're going to use limited amount of space, but we can be creative to figure out how much can we really do in this limited amount of space. Maybe today we'll call yoga in a van. How about that? It's called yoga in a van. Take the knee up into your chest and cross it to the other side. Just warming up that hip socket joint and getting some mobility into your low back, into a gentle twist. Opening up the chest. And coming back. Here we go. And then switching sides, hugging the left knee into the chest, extending the right leg out long. Okay. Taking the left knee out to the side in tree. And Ashish, you let me know when you've run out of space, because I don't know how wide your space is, if it's just the width of a yoga mat, or if you start running into kitchen cabinets. So taking the reclined tree, kind of drawing the left knee into the chest and take it to the other side into a twist. Maybe you should do a series called van yoga in a van. So we have to figure out how we do yoga in like the size of the yoga mat, and you can't you can't go over the line of your yoga mat. That would be interesting. Maybe we have a little bit more space. Maybe you can give me the dimensions of your space, and I can draw it out in chalk on my floor, and we can go from there. All right, hug both knees into the chest. We need to warm up the core. Let's go ahead and start with knees at tabletop. Knees at tabletop, keeping 90 degrees. We're going to start real, I just have a block just in case. And we're going to slowly lower, keep pressing the low back into the mat, so making that space disappear. Scoop the low belly. So like an ice cream scoop, scoop the low belly, press the low back into the mat. Lower, keeping the 90 degrees, slowly lower the right leg down. This should be very, very intense. If it's not intense, then that's not the exercise. So you're barely hovering like an inch above the floor. You're holding it there. That should be super intense. You're trying to press the low back into the mat and take the tension out of the neck. And then draw the right leg back. Very slowly. Left knee, 90 degrees, slowly lower, hinging at the hips. Keeping that 90 degrees. Nice and slow, pressing the low back into the mat. Low back goes into the mat. Hover an inch for 3, 2, 1, and drop back. This should be very, very, very intense. Dropping the right, slowly lowering the right leg down, 90 degrees, keeping that low back pressed to the mat. And float an inch and hold off the mat. 3, 2, 1. Slowly float back to tabletop. Last one. On this side, lower. When you lower, keep pressing the low back into the mat, because that's when you're going to feel the intensity. Because if you just let that go, you won't feel it as much. And slowly draw it back up and hug your knees in the chest. Rock from side to side. All right. I don't know what these are called. Elevator? No. Knees to tabletop, and we're going to straighten our legs so that the legs don't go higher. If you straighten your legs and do nothing, your tendency is going to want to take your feet higher away from the ground. So what you want to do is you want to push forward. It's going to feel like your legs are going lower, but it's not. Press the low back into the mat, ice cream scoop, and you're going to slowly straighten your legs to about 80%. Then hold, because you can't, like, trying to go further all the way straight, keeping your low back into the mat and your feet not elevating any higher is incredibly intense on your low belly, and slowly draw that back in into 90 degrees. Inhale, exhale. Slowly increase the angle underneath your knees, but keeping your feet, pushing the feet forward, but keeping your feet at the same height. And it's going to feel like they're lowering down, but they're not. They're actually keeping at the same height, keeping that tension out of your neck. Last time, squeeze the knees together and slowly press forward for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, press the low back into the mat, low back into the mat, low back into the mat. Slowly draw the knees back in. And release. And release. Whew. Go ahead and rock up to seated. And let's go ahead and get moving. Coming into all fours. Oh, cat-cow the spine out here. Just to get some mobility back into that intense engagement in our core that we just had a few moments ago. Coming down, knees, chest, chin. Crawl underneath the fence, roll your shoulders back and down. Oh. Cobra. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Come forward into high plank, push into the heel of the hands. Push, 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 push. The more you push into the heel of the hands, you gotta roll the shoulders back and down so that you're squeezing your tennis balls underneath your armpits, and then press into the heel of the hand. That's gonna fire up your serratus. Now lower down the knees, keep pressing. As you come down, knees, chest, chin, keep pressing into the heel of the hands, and can you find a different sensation in your muscles? Roll your shoulders back and down, cobra. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Come forward into high plank, shoulders drawing down your back. Shoulders drawing down your back, squeezing the tennis balls. Press into the heel of the hands, lower the knees. Keep pressing into the heel of the hands as you come on down. Inhaling up, inhaling cobra. Tuck the toes, press it back.
Mom.
Yeah?
Wally would like to come in.
Okay, hi Wally. Downward facing dog. Come on, Wally. Downward facing dog. Let's come forward into high plank. Pressing into the heel of the hands, separate the feet, hips width distance apart. Pressing into the heel of the hands, float the right leg off the mat. Pull the belly button up and in. Can you float the left arm off the mat? So left arm, right leg, lower it down. Lower the foot down. Come down to chaturanga, knees, chest, chin or not. Inhaling up dog. Tuck the toes, press it back, downward facing dog. You're in down dog, come forward into high plank, pressing into the heels of the hand around, squeeze shoulder blades down your back. Separate the feet with hips width distance apart. The left leg goes up, right arm goes up. 3, 2, 1, lower the hand, lower the foot. Press until the heel of the hands, chaturanga. And then up dog. And then down dog. And lower the knees down and sit it back, child's pose. So you should feel a huge amount of intensity in the serratus anterior because we're using them, right? But like we should be using them all the time in our vinyasa. All right, come forward. We're actually come back into all fours. Tuck the toes. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Come forward into high plank. Right foot, left arm lifts. Lower down, the hands and the feet. Press into the heels of the hand. Roll the shoulders down your back or shoulder blades down your back. Press into the heel of the hands. Keep pressing as you lower down into chaturanga. Inhaling up dog. Oh, exhale, tuck the toes, press it back, downward dog. Down doggy. Shift the weight forward into high plank. Float right arm, left leg off the mat. Hold 3, 2, 1. Lower down, chaturanga. Press into the heels of the hands. Shoulder blades drawing down. Keep pressing into the heels of the hands. Inhaling up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, press it back. Downward facing dog. Inhaling, right leg comes up towards the sky. Swing it way forward, runner's lunge. Back foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhaling all the way back up. Floating arms up towards the sky. And close the pose. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Inhaling, halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back, high plank. Press into the heels of the hands, pull the shoulder blades down your back, squeeze the tennis balls, lower down to chaturanga. Inhaling up dog. Exhale, keep pressing into the heels of the hands. Into your, actually from here, we're gonna go into turbo dog. So we're passing through plank. We're gonna bend the elbows, bend the elbows like you're almost going to dolphin as you come back, and then straighten out your arms into downward facing dog. So that extra bend, finding that extra strength in your serratus. Inhale, left leg comes up towards the sky. Swing it way forward, runner's lunge. Back foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhaling all the way back up, floating arms up towards the sky. And close the pose. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Inhaling halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, high plank, lower down. Chaturanga, use your new serratus anterior, pressing your heels into the heels and pressing your heels of the palm. Inhaling up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, press it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg comes up towards the sky. Swing away forward, runner's lunge, just a gentle runner's lunge twist. Left hand down, right arm goes up towards the sky. I'm finding that twist. So pressing into the heel of the left hand, twisting deeper. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come and sweep it up into crescent lunge. Send the right knee over the right ankle. For 3, 2, and 1. Swing the arms back like you're going to fly forward. Kaiden likes to do this. He goes like this and he goes fly. And he runs around thinking he's an airplane. Shift the weight forward into warrior 3. Drop the left hip down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the hands down, standing split. So use the fingertips and the palms to push forward to drive your, what is this, your rib cage to your right thigh. And slowly lower your left foot down, come into a low lunge, dropping your back knee down, inhale, forward, up and back. Oh, posterior pelvic tilt. Keep tossing the arms way back. Do this low lunge. And then shift the hips back into half Hanumanasana, straightening out the right leg, stacking the hips over the left knee. Pull the right toes towards your nose, so flexing through the foot that opens up through the hamstring. Now instead of rounding through your back, roll your shoulders back and down. Anterior pelvic tilt right here. Anterior pelvic tilt. Come forward into a low lunge, plant the hands down, step it back into a high plank. Float the right leg, left arm for 3, 2, reach to opposite sides of the wall, 2, and 1. Lower the hand and the foot down, press into the heel of the hand as you come down for chaturanga. Heel of the hand, inhale, up dog, heel of the hand, exhale, tuck the toes. Optional, you can pass through turbo dog. So from plank, you can slowly bend the elbows and kind of pass through turbo dog, which is a down dog with your elbows bent, not out to the side, but directly underneath, and then straighten to down dog, or you can just press back directly into down dog. Inhale, left leg comes up towards the sky, swing it way forward, runner's lunge. Right hand down, left arm, runner's lunge twist, just a gentle runner's lunge twist, pressing in the heel of the right hand, and twist deeper for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sweep it up into a crescent lunge and just hang out here. And just breathe. And just breathe. So we booked a bunch of our trips to Hawaii. So I think I'll find a way to stream from Hawaii. Ashish can stream from his van. I'll stream from the beaches of Maui. So, and maybe we can time our trips together. We're going 2 weeks in October, a week in December, 2 weeks in February, a week in April, and then we haven't quite booked our 2 weeks in June for next year, but I think that covers like us for the next 12 months. And then we're gonna swing our arms forward and fly. So we're in humble warrior, shifting into warrior 3. Dropping a right hip down. Into warrior 3 for 3, 2, and 1. Windmill the hands down for standing split. Notice how your right hip wants to angle out. You want to square the right hips down and then push with your hands to get the rib cage closer to your left thigh. And then slowly lower the right foot down. We're coming into a low lunge. Inhale, forward, up and back. Posterior pelvic tilt. Oh. Slowly neutralize through the spine. Shift the hips back, straighten the left leg. Half Hanumanasana. Anterior pelvic tilt. Reaching the collarbone forward. Pull your shoulder blades down your back, so activating the low trap muscles, which is right in between your shoulder blades. Flexing through the left toes, getting deeper. Coming forward, plant the hands down, step it back, high plank. Press into the heel of the hands. Keep activating those low trap muscles. Press into the heel of the hand, chaturanga. Pressing into the heel of the hand, chaturanga. Inhaling up dog into the heel of the hand. Passing through turbo dog into your down dog. So from high plank, lowering down the elbows so that they're hovering, 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 and then straightening to down dog. Can you get deeper into your down dog? Now that you have these lower trap muscles turned on, can you get way deeper into your down dog? For 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees down and sit it back, child's pose. Nice work. Whew. And we're just getting warmed up. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhaling, left leg comes up towards the sky. Swing it way forward. In between the hands, runner's lunge. Look up, back foot to the top, the mat forward fold. Inhaling all the way back up, floating arms up towards the sky. And close the pose. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Inhaling halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, high plank. Heels of the hand pressing down, squeeze the tennis balls, lower down, chaturanga, keep pressing into the heel of the hand. Inhaling, up dog, heel of the hand. Downward facing dog. If you want to pass through turbo dog, you can. And then find yourself into down dog. Inhaling, right leg comes up towards the sky. Swing it straight for runner's lunge. Drop the back heel down, we're in side angle. So grab a block if you need to place the hand onto the block or not. Into your side angle pose. Ensure that your right knee is over your right ankle. As we come into side angle. You can also optionally place your hand or your forearm onto your knee. But the caveat to that is that we can't dump our weight into it like this, right? We need to be pressing and lifting, and it's very active. And you're using your forearm to twist, twist, twist. For 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come on up to warrior 2. You're pressing into the heel of the foot. You're pressing down with your hands like if you had if you had imaginary ginormous springs and you were pressing down on them, roll the shoulders back now, you're pressing down and there's some resistance that is coming up from the spring. You've got 2 ginormous springs on either side you're trying to squish down. And we're just going to hold here. We're going to hold here and build a little bit of endurance. If I can find my timer. And we're just going to hang out here in our warrior 2, pressing our springs down with our serratus anterior. And we're just going to hang on out. And I got to remember to water my plants. It was so hot last weekend. Did I show you the lily plant over here? Like all of the leaves drooped. And I thought it was all gone. Like there's no recovery. But then I watered them and they perked right back up. So I think it's something the heat did not like the heat. So I think I just need to remember to water them. I thought about getting one of those water globes, right? Where you stick water and you stab it into the thing and then it self-waters, which I still don't quite understand how it works. For 3, 2, and 1. And release. Oh, I forgot what we're going to do next. Okay, reverse warrior. Reverse warrior. Send the right knee forward. Sweeping the arms up and over. You're trying to find the stretch here and you're trying to find length in both sides. Yeah, length in both sides, and we're going to stretch. Oh, for 3, 2, and 1. Oh. come back into side angle, and we're gonna find the bind. So sweep the left arm forward, up and back behind your low back. Roll this left shoulder open. You wanna keep rolling the shoulder open, open, open. So maybe you take the half bind. So the key is not to have to round forward, that you wanna open. Right, can you, here, I'll switch sides so that you can see. Yeah, so instead of here, we wanna be open. It's more important to be open than to actually try to do the full bind, or you can try to do the full bind here. But the more important thing is to keep that left shoulder open and keep rolling that rib cage up towards the sky. Walk the left foot in, and we're gonna do bird of paradise. Or if you don't have the bind, just hook underneath with the half bind. You can come up here. Hi, Uday. Or you can take full bird of paradise here. So that's that same sensation of that twisting inside angle, right? That half bind inside angle. That's your half bind. If not, you can just hook underneath your thigh. So your right hand underneath your right thigh, and you twist. Left hand goes behind the back, and you look over your left shoulder. Same twist. And go ahead and come on out of it. Come on out of it into a wide squat. Into a wide squat. Actually, we'll do transverse lunge. Actually, that feels better if we do transverse lunge. So bend the right knee, extend the left leg out long. And bracket or frame the left foot, one hand on either side. Anterior pelvic tilt, this is a forward fold. This is gonna be a little bit more challenging than like a normal, forward fold, because we're in this angled position. So you're gonna feel it in your right kidney, right erector spinae, your QL, your right QL muscle, the attachment down into the hip girdle, for the pelvic girdle, as you aim for the left pinky toe, right hand aiming for the left pinky toe. Anterior pelvic tilt, don't forget the anterior pelvic tilt, and then reach. So you're gonna feel that asymmetrically in your right side. And then we're gonna switch. We're gonna get the lubrication going in our hip socket, right? Stimulating that synovial fluid. And then transverse lunge on the other side, framing your leg with hands on either side. Anterior pelvic tilt, flex the right foot. And we're gonna reach left hand over to the right pinky toe. Three, 2, and 1. It really gets into the QL. Remember QL twists and like asymmetrical, like Janu Shirshasana, head to knee pose. Those are really good for that. Okay, wide squat. So we're gonna come in and heels in, toes out, and just kind of shift from side to side, just to get some twisting action going and to get some mobility into our hips. So we can come and take it back at the, and come and rise up, kind of in this low squat, this low like cowboy goddess pose squat. And then heels in, toes out. Using the back of the hands to press the knees open. We're just gonna hang out here, arms on either side. Let me set my timer. Alrighty. So sink a little bit lower, and we're just gonna get uncomfortable together, right? Pressing into the heels of the feet. We're gonna bring our hands together, out forward, and we're gonna extend the right thumb and the left forefinger. Yeah, so right thumb, second pointer, or the pointer finger on the left side. And then we're going to switch to the left thumb and the right pointer finger. And then we're going to switch to the right thumb and the left pointer finger. And we're going to switch to the left thumb and the right pointer finger. And then we're going to switch. And we're going to switch. Now I don't, oh, there we go. And we're going to switch. And we're going to switch and then release. Release. Taking the triangle pose. Which foot were we on? Sorry, I have to be on right side. Okay. Then you're taking triangle pose, turn the left toes in, open up your stance a little bit longer, and then take triangle pose. We should call this a summer band yoga. We should have a whole, maybe we can do like different themes depending on which national park that Ashish is at. Maybe if we could pick an animal that is native to that park, and we'll use that as our theme. How about that? Getting a little deeper into our triangle pose. Taking that left hand, we're going to take revolve triangle because we just opened up our QL. So if you want to take a block, you can take a block, place a block underneath your left shoulder, and then take that twist. Maybe if you don't need the block, or maybe you can put it onto a lower setting, that's okay too. You should feel this. Oh, in the outer right glute. For 3, 2, and 1. Shift the way forward to revolved half moon. So take the block with you if you'd like. Shift a foot in front of you. Left hand down. Right arm twist over to the right. Float the left leg off the mat. Straight both legs. Flexing through the left foot. That gets deeper into the twist. You can feel it. The insertion of your back muscles into that right hip is where we're getting that deeper, intense rotation. For 3, 2, and 1. Come and place your left knee behind the right ankle and come down for a seated twist. So we're going to lean onto our left. So if you lean onto your left butt cheek, and then come around, you can use a block behind you if you want. If you come and lean and then come around and then twist, you get deeper. You get deeper than just straight up just trying to twist. Like if you come like from behind, like you're sneaking up behind your own knee, you can get deeper into the twist. Now use a block now behind my spine on my right hand to try to get deeper into this twist. Whew. All right. How do we start? Oh yeah. So plant the right foot down, come into that low lunge. Inhale, forward, up and back. Send the hips forward, toss the arms back behind you. Posterior pelvic tilt gets you deeper into your back bend. Back bend, open up that length in the hip flexor. Slowly neutralize through your spine, windmill the hands down. We're coming into a high plank, pressing to the heels of the hands. So find your serratus in your low trap muscles. Press into the heel of the hand as you lower down for chaturanga. Inhaling up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, press it back, downward facing dog. Inhaling, left leg comes up towards the sky. Swing it way forward, runner's lunge, and we are going to find ourselves in that side angle pose. I'm going to flip around here so you can see. We're going to come on up into that, right? That's how we started, right? Side angle. Find the block if you need to, or just place your forearm onto the thigh with the caveat that we are not dumping down, that we are lifting and twisting. We are lifting and twisting. See, here you can't cheat because you use, when you put your hands onto the block, you use the back of the forearm to twist. That gets you deeper. That gets you way deeper for side angle. Side angle here. Yeah. For 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to come on up for warrior 2. So hang out here for warrior 2. Let me find my timer here. Remember, 2 big springs that we're pressing down using our back muscles. Or you can pretend you're like that wine opener, right? You know, the thing with the 2 arms and you like press them down and then the cork pulls up off the bottle. Something like that. Okay, strong right leg, internal rotation of that right leg. Rebend that left knee. Rebend that left knee. You're drawing your arms down your shoulder blades down your back. You're breathing. You're finding your low belly. Has anyone been to Hawaii yet? I'm imagining that the summer right now is super crowded. I know that airplane ticket prices like jumped, like doubled overnight. And they're dropping the testing program, the requirement to test, to have a negative COVID test if you're vaccinated, July something. All right, where do we go from here? Oh, reverse warrior. Reverse warrior. See, my brain is already in Hawaii. But we've got like, what's June? Oh, we got like 4 more months. Okay, inhale, reverse warrior. Keep finding that length in your rib cage for 3, 2, and 1. And now we're gonna go into side angle with a half bind or full bind. Yeah, but the most important thing is to keep your right shoulder rolling back and open. So it's less about the bind and more about, can I get more range of motion, right? So you can either do a half bind here, so roll the right shoulder. So I start out with rolling my right shoulder and then taking that half bind. Sometimes that helps. If you put your hand on your shoulder and you draw a big old circle, you kind of get out of your own way and then you just drop the hand behind you. You take that half bind. So take the half bind using the back of the elbow or the forearm to twist and help you open. Because one of the goals is not to bind, the goal is to really just open up. If you can happen to bind, great. But it's really about opening. I actually get a deeper opening so without the half bind or without the full bind, right? Because to get the half bind, I'm sacrificing form. So walk the right foot in, come out for bird of paradise or your modified version of bird of paradise without the bind. So stomp into the right heel, pull from the belly, twist, focus on the twist. For 4, 3, 2, and 1, drop it down, transverse lunge. So which way are we gonna go? Left foot, left knee bent, right arm or right leg flexing through the right toes. Flex through the right toes. Flexing, focus to see. If I don't flex, my quads not on. I don't know if you can see this. See, no flex, like flex. You can see this. Uday, right, your quad is on. Because that's how you're gonna get that stretch in your hamstrings when your quad's on. That deeper forward fold. You want more open hamstrings, it means you gotta flex and strengthen your quads even more. Anterior pelvic tilt, reach the left arm towards the right pinky toe. Find that length in your left side body, the back QL. Quad is on, quad is on, quad is on. Now we're gonna kind of shift around. Lubricate the hip sockets, kind of a twisty, and then other side. So quad is on, flexing so hard with the toes, Okay, reach the right arm to the outside of the left pinky toes for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now we're gonna come into goddess or horse rider stance, cowboy stance. Right, okay. Bending the knees. Okay.
we'll take our arms up into cactus arms. Press the arms and the elbows back behind you, making sure that they're not drooping at 90. So keep them at 90 degrees and heels in and toes out. And we're just going to hang out here. We're going to pull the belly in. We're going to stack the rib cage over the hips. Let's see, can we do? No. Yeah, okay. And then let's see if we can try. Let's take the hands together overhead. And let's do ring finger on the, wait, hold on. I don't know if I can do this. How do we do this? Ring finger and pinky finger. How do we do that? No, wait. Yeah, ring finger on the right hand and pinky finger on the, how do we, hold on. Anyway, one of these days I'll figure it out. And go ahead and come on up, triangle pose. Triangle pose, which side do we go? We went other side. Left foot forward, turn the right toes in. We're in triangle pose. That's right. Triangle pose. So remember, this is about that twist and opening. Less about touching the ground, more about twisting and opening. You can use the back of that left forearm against the left calf or thigh. And way open. I don't know about you, I feel way more open now on this triangle because we did all the other twisty stuff. Right? Way more open on this triangle now. So breathing here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to revolve into revolve triangle. Right hand down, left arm goes up towards the sky. For 3, 2, and 1. Want to shift into revolved half moon. Revolved half moon. So shift the weight forward. Right hand goes about a foot in front. Right hand down. Twist. Float the right leg off the mat. Twisting towards the left. So if you straighten out both legs, flex through the right foot, you're going to feel the twist deeper from the hip. For 4, 3, 2, and 1, have a seat. Right knee behind the left ankle. Remember, we're going to lean onto our right butt cheek. We're going to lean onto our right butt cheek, come around, and then if you come around to the outside of the left knee, find your block, use that as leverage and twist. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Oh. Ay, 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 and release. Come into low lunge. So shift the weight forward. Come into a low lunge. Inhale forward, up and back. You just lengthened. Oh, your psoas muscle, your hip flexor. Neutralize through the spine, windmill the hands down. Come into high plank. Press into the heel of the hands. Shrug the shoulders down your back. Lower down chaturanga. Inhaling up dog. Press it back, downward facing dog. Can you get a deeper down dog? Your serratus is on, your upper back muscles are on. You should be able to get a pretty intense and deep down dog. Lower the knees down and sit up back, child's pose.
Slowly come back into down dog. Float the left leg off the mat. One-legged down dog, left foot in between the hands, runner's lunge, back foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhaling all the way back up, floating arms up towards the sky, and close the pose. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhaling halfway up, exhale, plant the hands, step back, high plank, lower down. Pressing into the heels of the hands, chaturanga, inhaling up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, press it back, downward facing dog. Walk the hands back to the feet, take the heels together, knees apart in Malasana. So you're rounding your low back, you're trying to find more space. So you're pushing your belly button into the spine to make the vertebra, the space in between each vertebra, open. Alrighty, crow, but with your newfound muscles, right? So all that pressing into the heel of the hand and with your activating your serratus, you're pressing into the heel of the hand, you're externally rotating, you're activating your low back or your low trap muscles, you're squeezing your tennis ball, and then you're going, all of those muscles are on, and then you're going into crow. And then perhaps you try crow, taking one knee off. Right, the other thing too is if you have a strap, with all of the stuff with crow, it is, like the strap is an awesome training wheel to help you like bridge the gap while you're building the strength. So crow taking one knee off, crow taking one knee off, putting it back on, crow pressing your knees and lifting them off your knees for a split second without coming to crash down. So that's your progression for today to try. Right, so crow, it all starts with getting all your serratus ready at the very beginning, and you're pressing into the heel of the hands, and you're active. So a couple of different things for us to like spend a few moments to experiment and to play with. Most important thing is having all the muscles engaged and active and turned on. All the work, 90% of the work is done before your feet even lift off the ground. All right, so crow, press into the heel of the hands, external rotation, clawing of the mat. If you're hunched and your shoulders are by your ears, you can't access any of the muscles. Or you can't access the correct muscles. So you have to draw and squeeze the tennis balls, that turbo dog action. So Anjali, your hips are slightly behind your elbows. So I think balancing wise, you're going to be fine, but if you try to move or shift one knee off, your weight is slightly already behind your hands, or your hips are slightly behind your hands. Okay. I knew where we were going to go with this. Okay. All right, downward facing dog. Everybody meets in down dog. Inhale, right leg comes up towards the sky. Swing it way forward, runner's lunge, coming up, crescent lunge. Posterior pelvic tilt as we toss the arms back. Posterior pelvic tilt as we toss the arms back. Inhale, neutralize through the spine. Fly into warrior three. Fly into warrior three.
Inhale, slowly come on up and kick the left foot forward into hand to foot pose with the arms up towards the sky. Pull the left thigh bone into your hip socket as you try to lift the left foot up higher. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Figure 4, sink your hips back. So stack your left ankle over your right knee. We're going to do some pigeony things. So keep sinking the hips way back behind you. The more you bend your knee, the deeper the stretch. The more you bend your knee, the deeper the stretch. Forward fold into your figure 4. Keeping your right knee bent. Come down for a very low figure 4 squat, which is toe stand. And come in and have a seat. We're in figure 4. We're going to do some pigeony things. Pigeon always reminds me of Todd. I hope he's not working so hard. Roll the shoulders back and down. Press the collarbone to the shin bone. That should get a deep stretch into that piriformis, which is that pigeon muscle that pigeon is supposed to stretch. Now twist over to the right. And so we kind of have to do that same thing where I kind of lean onto my left butt cheek and I come around so that I can get to the twist to the right. And I'm trying to get my sole of my left foot as high up on my, sole of the left foot as high up on my, my left tricep as I can. If that is too much, then just take the left hand, find the sole of the left foot, and just pull the foot behind you as you twist. Or you can take that left arm. And again, the goal is to get it as high up the tricep as possible. And twist, and twist, and twist, and twist, and twist, and twist. And release, and release. Okay. Left knee goes on like a backpack, So I'm going to lean onto my right butt cheek, and I'm going to wear my, my left leg over my left shoulder like a backpack. And then come back. Yes, you want to get it high up the tricep as you can. Then for sundial. Yeah, so I'm leaning on my right butt cheek. I take my right hand, I grab the outside of my left foot, and this is a twist. Yeah, so again, I'm trying to twist underneath. I'm trying to twist against so I place my left hand by my left sit bone, and I try to twist and peekaboo underneath. Peekaboo. And I kick the foot in the hand, right? Have you seen a picture of this like in full sundial? Which I got a little ways to go. But again, the whole goal is to open up some muscle. I can't remember which one now in sundial, but I think it's your hand. Anyway, it's a little early. Okay. Whew. Now that we got that out of the way, for grasshopper. All right, so we are going to come back into our standing figure 4. We're going to come find ourselves back into our standing figure 4. Whew. So we're just going to do really the same thing, except for I think we're turned like 90 degrees. You could have a block. You can do as much as you can, or you just kind of hang out here in figure 4. Here in standing figure 4, forward fold. You can hang out here. You can take that what is this? The tricep to the left foot and just hang on here and twist. Actually, why don't we just stay here? We'll start here. Figure four or figure four with this twist, which is the sole of the left foot onto your left tricep. We're just going to hang on here for 3, 2, and 1. You can stay there, or you can attempt to do, I think this is this grasshopper. I think this is the grasshopper. I think that's like escaped me what the name of this pose is. Okay, you can take a block as a training wheel underneath your right shoulder. So this is the twist with the chaturanga arms, and yeah, and you can use a block to put your right shoulder on, as so you have something as a training. Actually, I like it without the block. There we go. So the key to this pose is the twist, right? Because that's the hardest part. The absolute, I mean, the key to it is it's an arm balance. It's not called an arm strength pose. It's an arm balance pose. So if you're just working on the twist, that's fine. You're going to twist out all those toxins. You're going to twist out that pizza that you had last night. You're going to twist it all out. Twist is the key. Get the foot as high up on the tricep as possible. And there are lots and lots of places, lots of options, right? You can still do it seated. You can be here. You can be here and you're still working on the pose because you are twisting, right? Because if you don't have this, then you can't get to grasshopper. Yeah. So I think I started trying, like, it was when I did my Hawaii, when I went to Edna's Hawaii retreat in Hawaii. I think that was like 8 years ago. Yeah, I started working on this at least like 8 years ago. And I think I finally got it like last week. So it's okay. It might take you a couple weeks or more, you know, but just try, because then you get to wring out all the whatever you had last night for dinner. Yeah, good for wringing out the kidney. Hey, you guys look like you're done. You guys are like all sitting. I think you guys look like you're done. Okay, now how do we start this? Let's go back to the down dog. Oh yeah, then maybe I'll remember how we started the sequence. All right, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. No matter what pose you did, your left butt cheek and your left hip ball and socket joint should feel like so like $1 million, because it's the mobility is so smooth and so much space. Inhale, left leg comes up towards the sky. Swing it way forward, runner's lunge. Come on up, crescent lunge. And just hang out here. And crescent lunge. Posterior pelvic tilt takes me further back, opens up my hip flexor on the right side, which has not gotten all that love as much as on the left side that we just got done doing. So we're going to swing forward and fly into warrior 3. And then we're going to kick our foot forward into hand to foot pose, variation D, pulling that right thigh bone into the hip socket. So imagine it's like a piston and it's trying to pull this way. And keep kicking your foot up high for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Figure 4 stretch, just a figure 4 forward fold. Easy peasy. Figure 4 forward fold. You can use block if you want to. Remember, the goal is just to open up that deep right hip piriformis muscle. That's it. That's the goal. So my right ankle is onto my what is this? My left knee. And you're just going to sink your hips down, make it feel yummy and ooey gooey. And then we're just going to have a seated, we're going to come down to low toe stand. That's right, toe stand. And then just come down and have a seat, and we're in figure 4. All right, we're just hanging out. We're in figure 4. Stretching out our piriformis. Roll the shoulders back and down. Chest forward. Whew. 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 The more you send your collarbone forward towards your shin bone, the more anterior pelvic tilt, right? Posterior pelvic tilt, you don't feel a stretch. Anterior pelvic tilt. Now we're cooking. And now we're gonna take the twist. We're gonna take the twist. Remember, you have a couple different options, right? Yeah. You have a couple different options. You can just take the hand to the foot and pull the knee behind your shoulder. That's a good way to start your twist. Or, and remember, like, one side might not be the same as the other. One side is going to be tighter than the other. Like this side, I can't get it up on the tricep as high. Oof. And release, and now we do to go to sundial. Yeah, sundial. So we're going to hook our right leg over our right shoulder, kind of as high up on that tricep as we can to wear our backpack. Oh, just go high up as you can. Left hand finds the right foot. Flip the grip. Ooh, twist. Kick the foot into the hand and twist. This is more twisting. Twist, twist, twist. Oh. Whew. Okay. Now we go back up to standing figure four, and then with the twist. Okay, okay. All right. Why is today's class so hard? Who decided to make it so hard? All righty, figure four. Figure four. So remember the key is to get the foot as high up on the tricep as possible and do your twist. Block's not helping me today. Oh, and twist. So you're gonna feel this in your kidney. So this is about getting your hip. This is hip. This is deeper into your hip. All right. Okay. When you are ready, that's looking really good, Anjali. Right? You can get your right. I think I saw that's your tricep. Yeah. Yeah. See, you're way up high on that tricep. Awesome. Remember, that's the key. Because if the foot doesn't get high up on the tricep, it doesn't matter what strength you have. I mean, you could really muscle your way through it, but that's way harder, like 200, 300% more work than it needs to be. Because remember, these are arm balance poses, right? So we can get that twist. Then it's just like you're turning your body 90 degrees and you're heading into chaturanga. That's it. That's it, right? It's a twist and your body's turned 90 degrees and you're in chaturanga, right? So in chaturanga, our legs are behind us. So, but in grasshopper, our legs are, going at 90 degrees or perpendicular. Yeah, that's perpendicular. So you can just hang on here, right? And then I put my hands down like this and I do chaturanga. And this side, this side I can't get the twist as deep as the other side. And that's what it is. It's not a strength. We're all building strength. And it's going to be easier as we get stronger, but it's really a twist. The key piece here is that twist. So really get deep into that twist. Whoop. As deep as you can. Really focus on that twist and keeping that twist. yeah, this side I can't get as high, right? So then for me, oh, I need to go and work really, like double down on working hard on getting that twist. Yeah, this side. Because this side, I'm right-handed. So my right side is tighter, right? Because I'm biased towards that side. But I can definitely tell I can't but we're talking like an inch, maybe half an inch, that I need to get my leg a little bit up higher here, like comfortable, well, not comfortable, but it needs to be here. That's where it needs to be there. I want to try one more time. It's just really about that twist. Can I get, and just alignment, right? So I've got my foot up on the tricep, but it's not quite centered, so I'm gonna slip off, and my foot's kind of in the way. So a little bit, right? Because I got a little bit deeper twist, but when we're talking about like a centimeter off, right? The difference between like being able to get a pose and not getting pose, like literally within a centimeter. So it's not like you're most of the time we're not very far off. It's really the alignment being off by a matter of this much. Okay. All right, let's come down and have a seat. I think y'all looks like y'all are sitting down anyway. Okie doke. Oh. Try Galavasana. Don't think, just do. We're just doing, because we did a lot of serratus, we did a lot of pigeon. So Galavasana is flying pigeon. And so you hook the left toes over the right, you hook the right toes over the left. You see this? Here, I'll show you. Right? So my feet are super flexed and curled, and I hook, right, the toes hook around my, whatever this forearm is, right foot, left forearm. And then I chaturanga, and I kind of pigeon at the same time, right? So Galavasana, you're setting your knee onto the tricep like crow here. Serratus, ow. And then when you're ready, you extend your foot back. But if you're going to extend your foot back, you have to shift your weight forward, right? Because the balance, I think Charlie's got this one better than I do. I still don't quite understand. I still haven't quite figured out the extending the leg back and floating. It's probably because it's a mental shift of like, I'm focusing so much on the leg going back, and I'm like, how come I can't do it? And it's because in order to send something back, you have to have something go forward. So in order to do that, you have to shift some weight forward. Right? There's my pillow. So I'm here, right? Well, there we go. So just think we're in chaturanga arms. Just think forward. And then you'll have the balance to extend your leg back. Yeah. So you can play around with that on both sides. Or you can just like hang out and like, okay, I'm done. And if you're done, then head to knee pose. You kind of seal in all that length that we've been working on today. Yeah, so like most of the time we're off by a hair, and and the bigger thing is the mental switch. So like Galavasana, I don't think Galavasana, I haven't really ever been successful to kick my leg back until like just about 2 seconds ago. Because I was like, oh, I need to focus on chaturanga moving forward, and then the leg will float back. Oh, is that how physics works? All right, so when you're ready, come on down. Actually, let's do a seated Konasana, seated splits. So if your feet out in V, I can tell you, it should be a lot easier just to sit up, because all of that, you know how it's usually, it takes a lot of effort to get us out from this, posterior pelvic tilt into an anterior pelvic tilt. Then it should be a little easier because we've worked a lot on the muscles that are typically tight that pull us into this posterior, that like bad posture and you're like, why can't I remember to sit up straight? It's because your muscles aren't open or strengthened in the way that they need to be. So in your seated V, it should be easier to actually sit up and then anterior pelvic tilt forward. And remember, the more you smash the walnut underneath your kneecaps, that's going to engage your quads and that's going to help you go forward even more. All right, today we worked a lot on kind of opening up. Where's my strap? On the low QL muscles, on your back muscles, low back. They're not quite low, but they're like side back muscles. I don't know what that's called. Okay. So we can, remember on some days where we work on it and some days we don't, it's a big difference whether you can touch your toes or not. Funny how that works. So you can bring your left rib cage to the inside of the thigh, get that twist going. Remember that twist, and then reach your right hand over to the left toes. Let's see. So today I can tell you the twist. Look, I can get the twist. My left rib cage much closer down to my left thigh than normal, right? So usually it's a struggle for me to get my left hand flipped up, palm up towards the sky to find the foot. Not today. All right. This is probably the deepest I've ever gotten on this pose. We spent an hour. We spent a good, actually more than an hour just working those muscles and opening them and opening them and opening them and strengthening them. Don't forget your quad muscles. Strengthen your quad muscles. Here you go. You guys have been with me for like 7 years. I bet you've never seen me do this because I've never done this before. All right. Oh. Whew. All right. Other side. So get the right rib cage to the inside of the right thigh. Again, I keep using my elbow. You keep using my elbow to twist. Remember, it's all about that twist. All about that twist. Right palm faces up towards the sky. And release. Whew. Everything kind of in your, like the muscles are attached around the hip flexors, the glute muscles, we did a lot of opening into the muscles that attach into the pelvic girdle. Okay, so we did a fair amount of forward folding and compressing. So opening up with some back bends, bridge pose. How do you order anything from Amazon if you're in a van? Can they deliver stuff to a van? Back bend, I love my yoga wheel. Like 30 seconds on this a couple times a day in the middle of working. Awesome. So you can take bridge pose. You can take wheel. You can take any kind of, you can take camel. Anything your body feels would feel like a good thing. So this really uses like gravity and like, so you can do a bunch of things on the wheel, but this is literally the only thing that I do on my wheel, which is to get that more opening in the upper back, right? So things like dancer's pose or like king pigeon, where you're trying to get that position with your arm over your heads and just, I can't. It's opening with this because I'm driving my hips down with gravity and I'm walking my fingers down the other side of the rim of the yoga wheel. And it's like the same thing as, well, not the same, but like it's an alternative to, you know, if you've got your arms back behind you and someone's just like using their knee or their foot to like push your shoulder blades forward to open this part, the front of the chest more, you know, So I would probably use this in all the 4 other rollers that I have and the massage balls more than anything. Okay, let's come onto our back if you're not already on your back. Let's plant the soles of the feet onto the mat and take the feet as wide as the mat. Take the knees together and just kind of windshield wiper the knees right, left. Just to kind of cool down, bring it back down your low back. Just kind of reset, right? Because everything's really warm and open. Sometimes can be a tendency to, tweak something if you're not careful, because things are more open and more stretched. And just come, let's see. Let's come to happy baby. Oh. Stacking the heels over the knees to the outside of the rib cage. Lengthen through the spine from the crown of the head to the tailbone. And can you take the tension out of the neck? Usually we use our chin to try to reach for the ceiling, and I don't know what we're trying to do, and that shortens the back of the neck. I'll do the opposite. Can we lengthen through the back of the neck? And can we release our legs down and take our arms overhead and give ourselves a nice big stretch? And lower our arms down, either onto the belly or palms facing up towards the sky. Finding our 4 phases of the breath. Inhale into the low belly. Exhale. Inhale into the low belly. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Inhale into the low belly. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Inhale into the low belly. Pause. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale into the low belly. Pause. Exhale. Pause and take your arms overhead. Inhale.
Pause. Lower the arms down. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Pause. Take the arms overhead. Only after do you bring your arms overhead do you inhale. Exhale, lower the arms down by your side. Pause, arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, arms down by your side. Hold the in pause, arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, lower the arms down by your side. Pause, arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, arms down by your side. Slowly roll onto your right side, taking a moment here. Rooting your sit bones into the earth. Finding yourself into seated. Stacking all of your vertebrae over your hips. Roll the shoulders back and down. Activate through the low trap muscles in between the shoulder blades. Inhaling, arms overhead. Clasping palms together, drawing them down to heart center. Bowing forward, namaste.